Welcome back. Well, now we'll turn our attention to Oyo politics. We've got Mr. Makinde here with us. He is the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. I know if I ask you if you're going to win, you'll say yes. So, but is it going to be...
It's actually what the people are saying. You just be.
But is it going to be a stroll in the park? Do you think you can upstage the ruling party?
In Oyo State, yeah, I believe so. Historically, I mean, Oyo State has never been an APC state. They've ruled for 8 years by default. Because we had
by default?
Yeah.
But you remember, they also said at the time, while the governor was seeking a second term, they said, no, Oyo State is, you don't get second term just like that. But look at that. He won a second time. Isn't that some momentum for the party?
Okay, if you go back to the result, he won by 32%. So 68% actually voted against APC in that particular election. So, I mean, it was a situation that, an aberration, so to say, Oyo State.
What is it that makes Oyo politics peculiar, such that there is no, should I use the word, crowd following? Of a political party over time? What is it about Oyo State?
Well, the configuration of the voting population in Oyo State is such that you have about 5 major zones, with different agenda, with different needs. So except you're able to pull everything together, look at the needs, per zones, and then try to, get an overall scheme that can accommodate those needs from those zones. Then, and some of the zones are also, if you take Ibadan zone, for instance, it has about almost 50% of the voting strength, for your state. So, if you have let's say 30 or 40% from Ibadan, you still need, apart from the constitutional provision that you need to get 25% in 2/3 of the local governments in the state, you still need, all the zones, to pitch in for you to be able to really get on top of the election. If you look at 2007, for instance, it was the vote from Governorship zones that actually nailed it and gave Governor Akala the victory. So that's the peculiarity of Oyo State.
Isn't it impossible for one to adduce that lack of continuity of policies to the slow pace of development in the different parts of the state? Saying Governorship, Oyo, and all of that. Isn't it possible to look at it from that angle?
No, I will disagree. Continuity of what, really? I mean, you have to get to the details and say, okay, what have these guys done? If I take, for instance, what we've been talking in PDP, the golden era for us in that state, when Ibadan was the regional capital, was when we had fiscal federalism, when the regions were actually controlling their resources. And that's what PDP has said we're going to do now, get Nigeria working again. And the way to do it is, really look at the restructuring issue. Okay. If we restructure the country, then, we can...
We'll come to that in a bit, but I just need to ask you, I mean, do you think that, because, I mean, you've been around for a while, you contested in 2007, different positions now, 2007, 2010, 2011.
2007, 2011.
Then 2014 primaries.
I was going to go to the Senate in those two.
That's why I said different positions, not for governor. But do you think that personally you've gathered enough momentum to pull through, having gotten the tickets this time?
Yeah, I believe so. And what's happened nationally with our presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, we believe is going to help us tremendously. I mean, the presidential election is only 3 days away, and the momentum we've seen and the way we've conducted our campaign, I think it has resonated with the people. And this time around, I believe, we're going to nail it, both at the national level and in Oyo State.
But how much reliance do you give to rallies and campaigns? Because some people think that, look, forget the crowd you see. That's not going to be the real deal on D-Day.
Well, in 1993, up 93 with MP Abela, I mean, we saw what happened at the rallies. No. Yeah, it's not totally different. We saw the rallies. We knew he was going to win. And at the end of the day, that was exactly what happened. So we've seen the reaction of the people. We've seen political parties who, they take people from Ibadan to Ishayin, for instance, and then they still go there and talk to themselves. They talk to their people. Whereas for us, we go with very lean convoy. But when we get to places where we're going to, we see the reaction of the people.
You were there, and I came across some of your promises where you said you're going to build a tertiary institution in Ishayin. Is that the case?
In Ishayin, I see Ishayin and Okeogun axis, as where the economy of Oyo State will have to be revived from. You have the Ikeregod Dam, for instance. The dam has been built. It can irrigate close to 12,000 hectares of land, of farmland. So it puts us in a unique position where we can, have agricultural output throughout the year.
So are you really going to build the university there?
No, it's not I didn't talk about the university in Ishayin, but they've asked for a tertiary institution, and I already made I've already made a promise that yes, we will look into that. We will look into
which one exactly are you going to build?
You have opportunity to say School of Agric, College of Agriculture, which is located at Igbora currently. You can have maybe a college or part of it, go to Ishayin, in which case we're looking at Ishayin and its environment being the hub, for our renaissance in agriculture. And if you have such a school,
that's what a college of agriculture.
Yes, if you have such a school out there in Ishayin, it will complement our effort.
Okay, you talked about the 5 zones and how you've been going around to try to listen to the people, because it really boils down to what the people want. Mm-hmm. What have they been telling you in all these 5 zones? What do the people of Oyo State need, such that you will be seen in their eyes as the preferred candidate?
Well, let's take Ogbomoso, for instance. I was there, and it's a place where the mango from Ogbomoso is known all over the world. Yeah, if you mention Ogbomoso mango, but there's no factory out there, turning the mango into juice, and then.
So you're going to build a juice factory for them? That's what they want.
Well, it's not government.
I'm coming somewhere.
Let them go through the 5.
Yes, please.
We will do this through, public private partnership. They like him from a private background, So you have cashew in Ogbomoso, and there's no factory also out there, roasting the cashew for export. When I go on British Airways, I see the cashew that they give us, it's from Kenya. So why can't Oyo State and Nigeria benefit from such? That's Ogbomoso. You also have the issue of LAUTECH. LAUTECH is the major industry in Ogbomoso. It's a school that the students, have been staying at home more, compared to what we send those children to go do in school, So we have to resolve the issue of LAUTECH. The students have protested. I met the lecturers. I met the stakeholders in there, and it's something that we have to fix. That's for Ogbomoso zone. If I go to Okeogun, I said to the people that we're going to create a special economic zone in Okeogun, because you have large expanse of arable land in there. You also have solid mineral deposits in there. You have marble at Igbeti. and you have Kaolin, Tantalite, and all of that around it, Siwaju, Iwajo axis. So we've discussed with people that are interested, and we know that as soon as they give us their, the people give us their mandate, you know, the people know precisely that I came from that same extractive industry. I understand their language, and we will be able to attract people, investors, you know, to come in and take that on. You know, that's for Okeogun houses. For Ibarakwa axis, you also have, you know, very similar configuration. You have arable land, you have cash in there. So all of those we have to really focus and get Oyo State from a situation where we go cap in hand to Abuja, you know, looking at federal allocation, which, I mean, these days, it's never enough. You know, so for Ibarakwa axis agriculture, and for Ibadan, what they're thinking about is urban renewal. You know, you see people who like to live in Ibadan and work in Lagos, you know, but because of the situation with the road, with, you know, commuting from Lagos to Ibadan, I had to come sleep in Lagos to be able to be on this program this morning. If it were to be another client, you know, I'll leave Ibadan at 5 o'clock and I should still be here, you know, before 7 o'clock. But we have those challenges. So once it is solved for Ibadan, we'll do, you know, urban renewal, create also new areas where people can live conveniently and comfortably. And we think we're going to attract a sizable number of people in Lagos. You know, once you can do that commuting easily, to live in
how specifically do you want to do that? So people can commute from Ibadan straight here?
Yeah.
Other than the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, which
well, you have the Lagos,
is working
you have the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, but you also have, you know, the rail line. Even
is that within the state purview?
Well, if a rail line is passing through Ibadan, for instance,